Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with, now they looking nervously. And I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future. We all start losers. We're all late bloomers. Gotta struggle through the sewer. What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Folks, Red Cup Tech Talk, Drag Cycling Cars, Mark Hayes, Mac McAdams. Here we are tonight. Can you guys tell us if you can hear us good before we get to
see if the old man got the sound right today? I think I did. We try to take the time to.
That's why we're a little late
sound
sometimes.
Check and tried some new cables. I don't know if you guys if it looks any clearer. It doesn't. It looks a little bit clearer to me.
I think it does. I think that work was worth it. All Mark's work with my banter, just so everyone knows.
Yeah. So.
Can you guys tell us if you can hear us? Sounds good.
Foxy, what do you say, Foxworth?
Thank you, Dion. Appreciate y'all. Here we are again, another Tuesday. We've got a little bit of idea what we're gonna talk about, folks. Really want to, I think, touch on a whole lot of sadness in drag racing this last week, man.
Let's just get that kind of out of the way.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, man. Huge John Force fan. I had no idea as I watched him wreck last week. I'm over here thinking, man, that guy's invincible. He's gonna get, go to the hospital, get checked out, come back for the next round, and then you hear that he's not. And really kind of realize how serious. I don't want to speak on that he has a brain injury, but I think clearly he does.
Well, I think they put him in an induced coma to see.
Oh wow, didn't know that. Okay.
And then he came back, and they brought him back out of it.
Okay.
This is the last thing I saw, but I haven't really been following it like that. But I think that's what ended up happening because that's what spawned the whole thing with Shirley Muldowney saying you need to wear a bell helmet
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Because I didn't know what that was about until I heard he was in the coma, and all the helmets are SFI. So
Absolutely.
whether
Yeah.
you've got a Simpson, a Bell,
Right.
Impact, or whoever, I don't
And
know.
he's state of the art when it comes to head protection. I mean, he integrated
Right.
3/4 of it.
Well, he developed a lot of
That's
the
what I mean.
safety systems in those cars, so I find it hard to believe that he's got
Yeah.
the open
Janky
face
stuff.
football,
Right. He's
football
not in there
helmet.
like Dale Earnhardt. Fucking. It's not 1998.
Right,
but,
right. You got
you
the
know-
open face joint with the little goggles on and stuff.
Yeah, and that was big for me to hear that. The positivity when I got home from a long weekend that we'll touch on. That he turned. For the better and positive, and I thought it was pretty great with NHRD, and they kind of towed his car down through there. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see that.
They towed his car and Brittany's car because Brittany wasn't there. And again, I'm a huge Force fan. I was a Grubnick fan prior to him going over there, so I'm an even bigger one that now he's on their team. So, it's good to hear he's on the mend. Roger Richards, man, that's,
getting into the sea.
Yeah,
Y'all know what sea is. Just
Yeah.
if you don't take some time, think about it. The
Absolutely.
C word. That's what Matt calls it.
Yeah.
These are all. I don't know. Do you call yourself a victim?
No.
Or
I like to go with the survivor. I like
Survivor
to.
sounds good.
Yeah, I like to think rearview mirror and look out the windshield. But
Right.
there's those realizations. Like this with Roger Richards, and it's guys like Shane Kelly and all the other Sean Kelly. I don't know why I said Shane. Sean Kelly and all the other photographers that really are at the track, and JT Norton, and the list is endless, that create our memories, bring them to
Right.
life, man. It isn't just the guy taking a picture. And I never personally had a conversation with Roger Richards back in the
I
80s.
have way back.
Yeah,
Yeah, when I was
everyone
running-
praises him.
Right. Running IHRA back in those days.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
ADRL, all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I met him through that.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
always
definitely.
threw his hand up, all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, super nice guy. I mean, we were friends on Facebook. I'm not saying that means we're gonna break bread together, but by any stretch of imagination. So I saw his posts, and when he was on his jaunts to head to all these racetracks, I mean, that's a lifestyle. And I think anyone that takes these photos, whether it be Terrence, Belton, and again Sean Kelly, the list goes on, laid back photography, all those guys. And I think people need to keep in realization, standing out there for 10, 12, 15 hours, busting their ass to capture our memories.
Right.
In
In hopes that you buy a photo.
Exactly. Or it's futile for them.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so much less
Because I
to
know
have a-
you go and always buy photos.
always,
From Sean.
always. Sean's
I
my
bought
guy.
a few as of lately, with one which is on the cover of my Facebook.
Yeah.
I bought that.
Yeah.
So
And Sean's kind to us. He designed our Red Cup, Tech Talk. He basically, in a nice way, said what we put together was shit. He didn't say it that way, but I appreciate
Yeah,
him. But
yeah, your logo's trash. Here,
Yeah.
use this.
and look, I'm just trying to spice up.
right. I
You know?
can't look at that. I can't swallow that. I like you guys.
Yeah, John, I appreciate you, man, and I'm patronizing him after a memorable weekend that we'll get to, and being at the racetrack, and I think people know we call ourselves, or we were labeled, winning drunks for a reason. We don't go to sleep, don't really explain it, but getting that late information and still being wide awake about Lizzie Musey is quite honestly devastating and very close to home for myself. Battling the sea along with Derek, along with so many others that I won't mention. And when I say so many others, close to me mention, so it's man, it just doesn't stop.
Yeah, man, that's unfortunate. And she was so young too.
Yeah, 33 years old, beautiful spirit. I don't know, never knew her personally by any stretch of imagination, but I am a Street Outlaws fan, so I don't care what anybody says. I watch it most like a lot of people that probably don't admit they watched it or watch it, and just always seem like a kind person, man.
Right.
It just sucks, man. My heart aches for her and her entire family, man. So that's the bad week in drag racing that is just full of unfortunate. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when for all of us. But to check out like that is just tough. It's tough for everybody to watch.
Right.
On that note, I guess I'll touch a little bit on little motorcycle drag racing, man.
Yeah. Look, go ahead.
You know,
Give it up.
I
Get the
sw-
long arm and pat yourself. Get the patting yourself.
hey,
You said it. You said it about 2 months ago. Hey man, I can make this dough racing this damn bike.
Yeah, there was a certain someone on here. We won't even say the individual's name, but really discredited the money that's in 460 drag racing.
And ultimately, we kind of need to dovetail that into whether it be big tire racing, whether it be small tire racing, whatever. That if, and I know we touched on this. What was it, last show or 2 shows ago, about some unsavory situations going on.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have that, but
Sure.
you guys still have, I don't know, how many bikes did you have there?
34 bikes. It was a little light for our count, but 34.
But still,
Yeah.
I mean, you can hardly get even with PDRA. I mean,
Yeah.
Pro Nitrous can get 12. Pro Boost gets maybe 18, something
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that the money level is crazy,
Sure.
and running an index class makes kind of
It
caps
levels
the
it.
money.
It
You know,
levels
I
it.
mean,
It
because
does.
you can only, it doesn't make a difference if you've got all billet everything. You can only run 460.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's that, but the fact that there's so much money up,
Yeah.
every time you guys go out,
It's insane, man.
is
And let me just lay out what happened this particular weekend. We haven't done a shootout in quite some time, and Jimmy Shiflett, longtime best friend, my brother, man, had an idea to go, hey man, let's bring the shootout back because I think it's gonna be a light bike count. And the reason we kind of got rid of it, we do a shootout within qualifying, and normally it used to be in years past $500 buy-in. It was started by a good friend of mine, Curtis Griggs, and Boo Brown kind of took it over, and that 200 turned into 500, and that made sense when we didn't have 50, 60 bikes trying to qualify, because when you're out here pulling brakes, you got a chance of not qualifying, trying to win money. So
Right.
the money's great, but this particular weekend it worked out. So we had 8 riders. It was a $300 entry fee, so it was $2,400 to win. Unfortunately, the weather kind of looked janky, so Jason took our 3-day event and had to chop it to 2, which commend XDA and MIR staff. I don't need to tell you all, they're the best in the business, man. My personal opinion. Had to cram it all into one day, so they chopped our qualifying to only 2 qualifiers. So myself and Jimmy Shiflett had, advanced into the final that we couldn't run the final. So we have an agreement, he and we always have. I tune his bike. We split everything 50-50, so we cut that 2,400. And then race day came around, and 5 rounds later, on opposite sides of the ladder, because I qualified like trash because I was pulling brakes. And I think I qualified with a 68. And I think most people know I don't run 68. It's not being arrogant. I just pretty much have a figured out tune up. But we went out there, ended up on both sides of the ladder and opposite sides of the ladder, ended up in the final round. So that meant 5,000 a win, 1,000 runner up. So that's 6K. We did a side bet with Rob Honeycutt. He controls all that. Last man standing, $200 buy-in. There was 2,000 there. So now you're at 8,000. You culminate that with the shootout. There's another 2,400. So we carved up $10,400.
Gotta like that.
I mean, for lack of better terms, 7 rounds of racing.
Right.
Buddy, if y'all aren't out here building 460 bikes, I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing, man. I mean, that's even over Promot car. Promot bike, that's a whole nother story. I think they race for $3,000, and I commend them for doing it because, it's not very fruitful or rewarding. But if you wouldn't mind sharing the winner circle there.
Hopefully I can click on the right.
It was pretty poignant. This is why'd you have to put that?
Yeah, this is the wrong one. This is the
Total
wrong one.
sidebar over there.
Yeah, let me get away from that one. That's for when he's giving me the beans and burning my shit down and having fun, and I'm just watching.
Shit.
But yeah.
But no, this is
There's
my
nothing like the
family.
family photo.
It is. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
It is a family photo. I mean, everyone in this photo means the world to me. We are true family. Jimmy at his age, for those of us that didn't think or may think we didn't go out and race, I was pretty much a shit tuner till about the semifinals. I was struggling finding the precise number, but I was really doing well on the tree. So the rider got me there. Figured it out in the semis against Tyler Kamek, tough competitor. Jimmy's bike was living on the number all day long. We didn't even touch it for the final. He had his version of a shit light for the day, and I had an even shittier light. He was 048, I think, and I was 80 flat. Fortunately for me...
Yeah, yours was trash.
Yeah, mine was trash.
You were
like,
trash.
like that's the worst bike ever.
You
for
were
me.
trash.
I mean, don't
Like
get me
it-
wrong.
Did you wait for green?
I know it was. You can see it in the move. Like he drilled me from that respect, and he spun. So 005 was margin of victory. I got around and was able just to barely chop gas. My 62-1 beat his 66. Jimmy's been to 9 final rounds. He's a win waiting to happen. But we won. We knew going into that final round, we won as a team.
That's how it should be. It should be just that. you know?
Absolutely, man. We did a cornhole tournament on Friday night, and we put up our own money. We probably had 50 something.
Y'all bet on anything.
We will. We lost. We lost in the final on that. So, we lost in the final on that. I mean, they have some really good players. That was for $425. So, we really will bet on anything. But after Saturday night's win, because it crammed it into one day, me, Deshay, which I see you're on here, my man, and Jimmy just couldn't find a way to go to sleep. So we stayed up till 9 a.m. Sunday, just enjoying the moment. We were seeing our friends off, and they caught up and left.
Right.
So that's enough about me. Fortunately, I'm hanging tight to number 1. I don't know how long that lasts. I'm blessed to be able to put some leathers on with my friends and go out here and get things done. I do want to say thanks to Jay at Ken Kier Race Cars. He welded up my wheelie bars last minute and got me to the racetrack. So they held strong, and I appreciate you for doing that, man. And this is a pretty killer picture of, myself, obviously, that Sean Kelly took. I really like in the corner, for Chris Miller. I think that's a poignant little touch on all our photos, So thank you for doing that. I don't know if that was your idea, Sean, but
Where's that?
it's top left.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So
nice.
that's fitting
nice.
too, because obviously another monumental staple in our sport that we lost this year. So that's enough about motorcycle drag racing. But we'll
I did want to ask this because I don't know anything about, and this is just me. I just eyeballed this for the viewers out there to looking.
Sure.
But so I know on a race car, of course, you stagger your wheelie bars because of the torque twist in the chassis, and the right rear is going to go up in the car, left rear plant, so you have to stagger. You don't have to. I mean, on my car, I don't run them staggered, but
Okay.
I'm noticing here that your left is down farther than your right, but you're not on either one, but the bike looks level. Is that?
The wheelie bars are 100% level. That might be me favoring one side with my particular bike.
So do you know that like right away? You can feel it when it launches, and you.
Yeah, if need
shift.
be. But the thing about my bike, I really don't. It's crazy that I had broken wheelie bars because it really doesn't touch them the way my ramp is. Because as long as the bike is, I don't leave on that much nitrous. It doesn't come in until 2.5 seconds out, and then it might come up and tap them. So if you'll see the front wheels in the air, but it's almost like a teeter point.
Right.
So that might just me favoring one side. And I had not long, but a conversation with Ken Kier and Jay over the week when they were repairing it. We were looking at another individual's bike, and they wanted to be schooled on where the wheelie bars should be there. And they didn't really understand why we, as motorcycle racers, only have Heims on the bottom. And Ken was really being methodical to not understand. He's like, well, if you adjust this, then they were kind of kicking over. And he put a straight edge on it, and he was showing, and I saw everything he saw, and he's looking at me like, well, what the fuck? And I'm like, I don't know. You're the chassis guy. All I'm telling you is 30 years of drag racing for me, all the wheelie bars on motorcycles, 2 Heims on the bottom, and they should always be level unless you have handling issues. If you have handling issues, that's when you jump in to the car aspect of rear steer. You start pulling the wheel back, or if it's going right, then you stagger the right down so
How
it'll
do
hit
you
and
stagger it
back
though
left.
with the?
You can raise
Heim
one side,
beam?
not the other. But what
How do
his
you
argument
raise
was,
one side or not the other on the
you
bottom?
don't on the line. You don't do it on line. It has to be predetermined before you can get up there and run. You can't just lift it up and twist it like you can with some MDM.
So how do you? That's what I'm saying. So how do you do it? You shorten a Heim up?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
just
moving
bring the
left to
side
right.
in. That's exactly what Ken Kier said. Ken Kier said, well, if you do that, then you're going to stagger and it's going to drive the bike. And I said, I understand the mythology, but you're already driving the bike anyway. So if you're doing that, you already have handling issues.
Yeah, I'm with Ken. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and he
That
did the
doesn't
same
make-
exact
because
look.
I'll
Yeah.
say for the Camaro,
Yeah.
because it has rear steer in it.
Yeah.
If you get up under it, the lowers are staggered to make, even though the
To
rear
put it
is
level? Yeah.
to make it, I don't know, to exaggerate it. Let's say it's back here like an inch.
Yeah.
to make that so that the wheelie bars and the box in the back is parallel to the bumper, let's say,
Sure.
or parallel to the number one bar in the chassis. It's staggered on the housing an inch, let's say, to make it sit like
Makes
that.
total sense.
So that you don't have the wheelie bars like this, and it's going to skid.
That's
skid
exactly.
the wheels sideways.
I don't want to speak on whose Spike was there. Not like it's a bad thing, but he may not want anybody to know it was there. But when Ken and Jay both put the straight edge on it, they were like, "Look, this thing is kicking. It's going to drive." And they almost wanted me to argue the point. And I'm like, "I see what you're saying. I'm just telling you, this is how chassis have always been built. I hear you. If you would like to do something different, I mean, I'll be the guinea pig."
Literally. Have you looked at any new Pro Stock bikes? Do they have a high on the top, or they're all still on the bottom?
The only ones that have changed that I've seen are some Top Fuel guys made a different setup off the back of the bar to adjust the height of the bar. Almost, and I don't want to speak on this, almost like you could be able to do it on the line like a car, but I haven't paid attention to it that much. Like, it branches off. It doesn't look like traditional up or lower. It goes up or lower, and then they branch off the back with almost more support. So they might only be doing that. I can't speak on that. I rode a Top Fuel bike. I don't know a fucking thing about them besides spell Top Fuel and Nitro. I can't do anything more than that. But, that'd be an interesting question for Larry McBride or Yaska Salikari to answer. Sam Wills, Mitch Brown, all those smarter guys than myself. Because Ken really was like, it doesn't make any sense. He was getting not heated at me, but he wanted me to be able to answer it, and I couldn't answer it.
Right.
But my pay grade. If anyone doesn't know, I'm a body man by trade, so I make shit look good. The end.
I get it.
That's it.
I get it.
So, but Pro Stock Bike, my boy Gage Herrera, man, dude, 11 in a row. What a badass. I've got, I'm working on 3 in a row right now. I'm pretty cool with that. 11.
Why, yes.
11 in a row. And the whining, okay, maybe there is some whining. I don't know. Let's not speak on that from Matt. At the end of the day, he thinks sandbagging's going on. I don't know. All I know
what
is
kind of bike is that? Is that
he has a Buell. He has a Buell.
So are all the Buells faster than
only his?
What is it? Suzuki?
He qualified number 1. Matt did. Yeah, he qualified number 1. But his answer to qualify number 1 was they were sandbagging, so he would qualify number 1. Maybe they are. It's a great debate. If you're in the motorcycle world, which I wouldn't bore most people that watch our show aren't, it's been Vance and Hines, for 30 years, and they have a conspiracy theory. They have pictures of Wally Parks. Who knows? I don't know. Everyone says they run the table. And I know there's a ton of reasons why they say they run the table. I don't know. But, Gage Herrera, you're a bad dude, very humble guy. I will give props to Matt. Matt's a hell of a rider, hell of a tuner. John Hall, my boy, number 4 in the points, killed it, made it to semifinals. Murder in the tree, just about 4 off the number. But to be 4 off any front-running number, that's pretty fucking impressive. That's great riding, in my opinion. I think everybody knows the rest. I don't know about Pro Stock. I think it was Stansfield won Pro Stock. Funny Car. Who the hell won Funny Car? Do you remember? Can't remember Funny Car Top Fuel. Not too many people want to talk about that. I don't know if you want to parlay into what you were speaking on there, if we want to go a different direction.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess we can go. We can move on into Big Tire. It'd be nice to. I don't know anybody in specific to talk about tomorrow's race at MIR. But the Warriors are going to be down there.
Oh, they're there tomorrow.
Yeah, I think they have.
Is there a Big Tire Classic tomorrow night? We don't know, obviously.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. Given with the late breaking separations, and I'm late on that because I've been busy.
And I haven't really been all into all that. I mean, I guess the Stick It Up Your Ass Nationals got something happened there. And, and you got it up their ass, but they seem to have some cars out there. Some of their detractors.
Alan, I do want to give you props.
Decided to bring his ass up there and
let's
try it out.
Way to go, Alan. How'd that work out for you, buddy?
But I mean, they had the car count. It's unfortunate that the track can't hold the cars,
right?
In my opinion, and I know I'll probably be on the morning show and people, I'm hating, but
the cars aren't making the trip.
the fact of the matter is, very few of the cars go down.
Yeah.
If you actually talk to the folks, that they'll say the same. I think they would, and the fans would like, side by side racing. But we're going to leave that alone. That is what it is. I think they're coming back under
They
maybe
changed
a
the name?
different name or something. And
Is it gonna be like a symbol, like Prince?
yeah, right. Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah,
Formerly known as to
Formerly
stick it to
known
you,
as,
now
right.
it's to stick it to me.
Yeah, stick it up your ass.
Yeah,
thumb and an ass.
Toss. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up.
But Terrace put a post on the Capitol page that they're going to come back and they're going to still have it up there, and that's more power to them. I mean, they've got a good car count up there. I hope they can get the
At like 15 or something.
I think they had 15 or 17.
Okay.
I thought I might have saw a post that Walker put out there that said it maybe had 17.
Hey man, good for them.
So I mean, if you that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. They're all the pedal nationals.
It would. I mean, it kind of. A few of the things I fished around because I was actually doing. I actually had to do work this week. So I haven't had a chance to.
I know what you're saying.
To fish around, but I know a few people with whatever happened with how it's promoted or whatever. And
Okay.
it'd be. Yeah, I think Jazir or somebody out there said it'd be nice to get back to, the old promoters that looked out for the racers, the Larry T's and Custom T's. And I talked to Larry tonight.
Did you?
Monster, Bill Tolson. Bill, if you're watching, you remember this back in the day, the old Top Dog.
You always
guys like
bust
Jeff
that.
Rogers,
You have like a vintage drawer.
I've got like 3 drawers.
I'm a
of
purger, man. I just get rid of
I
shit. But
can't
it's
get
cool
rid of
that
it.
you don't, though. I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, I've got so many different shirts, and
That's
I go
cool.
through every Monday night. I go through there and
Which
what?
one? Yeah. That's
get
cool.
my iron out because I'm that guy. Get all,
They are seamed out. Yeah, they are
I
seamed
got-
out.
Look, go ahead and check it out.
I see it.
Iron my shit up, and Larry, Dion, MAG, Carlos, all that back in the day. That was, I put a post on my my personal page. I don't know. I guess it was Monday. It might have been last week.
Okay.
With Chevy 2 out there with Fox and those guys. I think it was a 4-car shootout. We were the only ones with slicks. This is back when slicks, everybody was switching over to radials. I was the hard head.
Oh, okay. It was a thing to do at the time.
Slick back there. Alan was driving.
Yeah.
And the car was pretty much brand new, and it drove a little left, and then we came back and put somebody
back
else.
in 14 or 15.
It said 7 years ago, so yeah, I guess something like that, 15.
Yeah. Okay.
But you could see, there was no whole bunch of, I don't know. I guess there's always been a little bit of shit, but not like it is now. And
it's rampant.
Start line packed. I got my ass handed to me. I got a little roasting on and you expect that if you lose, but
it's par for the course.
Guys, nowadays you guys don't even want to race because you're worried about who's going to say what. You didn't do this, or you didn't do that, or you didn't. You burnt your shit up, which I'm going to touch on a little later. I got some old carnage and stuff just to talk about a little tech talk about engine maintenance again. We went over it a little bit last time, but we were talking about the race at Outer Banks so long that it was late.
Yep.
But for hopefully next year, after talking to Larry, he's going to try to do what he said he was going to do and tear the track up. And maybe a little bit sooner, but hopefully for sure next year to try to. What he talked about at the beginning is tear the whole track up.
Wow.
Brandon at Mass Traction come in and concrete it up, make it flat, so we have another track to race at. And
good.
So we do have that to look forward to. He didn't really go into specifics.
Could give you timelines or anything like that.
It's just,
I understand.
He said it's basically not pie in the sky. He definitely wants to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But as we talked about before, a couple months ago, it's not cheap to do.
No, not at all, man. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not to mention time, and to do it now is like, the revenue loss.
Right.
Maybe you won't have big
well,
events.
I mean, if you can get it, I think if you can get it lined out, you can get it done in a month.
Still, man, you imagine losing.
Yeah, but what are you losing? Because you don't have a lot of people going down there because of the track.
Okay, that's
You
a way to
know,
view
so I
it.
mean,
That's
it
the way I
sits
just
someone
meant
in.
bracket racing
Do
and
you?
stuff like
Yeah, but
that.
I don't know how much sprack
I
racing
don't.
they
I
really
can't
do.
answer
I
that
really
either.
don't know because I haven't been down there.
Right.
So, you know, I would think, even though you've got to put that money out there, you would still have. If you did it now, you race in mid-August, let's say, if you
Okay.
could get. I know Brandon was saying that he had.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, you want to do it in a really Africa hot month, like
Right,
July.
right. Because I mean, you know,
It's gonna
no
be
fast
light
cars,
anyway.
right? So you know, if you come back out in mid-August, late August, you still got that September, October, maybe in November that you can stack some races up in there. There's not, especially if you're going to do big tire. There's not a lot of
Makes sense.
that going around. That on a all concrete track, you're stacking that up. You
Okay.
know, and now you've got a good following that want to go to Colonial Beach anyway. You
Yeah.
know, I've got a few Colonial Beach cars that I'm working on. I don't know if he wants me to put it out there, but
Yeah.
in the coming weeks I got to get him together and back out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck it, I'll say it. The return of the goat.
Cool.
So you know,
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. But you know, we're trying to try. I've got some other irons in the fire to try to promote the big tire side of things.
Sure.
And
I think it could use it right now.
I don't know. I
It
guess
seems to be wavering
no. Well, I think
up here.
I think it can. I think it's trying to grow legs. It's trying.
Yeah.
It seemingly because they do have a decent. At least they got a decent car count. Guys are trying to find somewhere to race.
Right.
Oh, and as Deshae said, Chris Cheeks, congratulations to him for
good
for
work,
winning
Chris.
up there. He's got to be. I'll go out on a limb and say it. Fuck it. He's got to be about the most consistent big tire car out there. When he goes, he's going to the finals, if not the semis at least.
Wow.
And he's got a good handle on, doing the. I think he did a no prep race.
Oh, really? Okay.
A couple of years ago at VMP.
Okay.
So they've got a handle on the car to go down that kind of surface
and good for him.
Make the trip. And so I mean, if they go back up there, you got to watch out. And for the guys that got to give him the break, you ain't got to worry about cutting the tree. All you got to do is make the trip.
Yeah.
So you heard what happened to the final, and he's gone. He's out of here, and it's hard to catch that. So
yeah.
But shout out to Chris.
Yeah, for sure.
Great job as usual. I can't take nothing away from that. He's always there. That whole team is always on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's what we're looking at for. Hopefully, at least next year to try to come up with something with Larry.
Yeah.
And as far as the rest of this year goes, I mean, I guess we've got the Outer Banks race coming up.
Yeah, excited about that. We still haven't heard. So what's the MIR one prior to Outer Banks? Have we got, because that should be the 3rd August? Yeah, 3rd and 4th. It's a custom tees race.
Yeah.
But you see what you have there.
Yeah, no, that's that's the one I talked to him about, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the After Dark race. So
I wonder what the rules will be.
He said he hasn't come up with. I guess he's working with Larry to see what I don't know if it's going to be nitrous only or what they're going to do.
So Larry Butler's involved with Larry T.
No, Larry T. and
Fred. Okay.
Fred.
Well, good. Yeah. So we might be there as well, depending on those rules.
Right.
Let's see, Shaker, you down already host tonight?
Yeah, Dion, he is fine. Look, he ain't got nothing to do. He can't be doing that with his thumbs on the phone, Dion. He got to be on the keyboard.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. I mean, I know Dion has Dion's got his autumn race. That's October 20th. So, hopefully we'll see how it works out with William Brown's race. And like we talked about last week, and if those rules are a little more suited to get the car count really up, and then see competitive racing, maybe folks will go that way.
Yeah, maybe could mirror that script, so to speak.
The jury's still out. Oh, I think Brad and those guys have a race at BMP this weekend.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure. I think it's this weekend. Somebody out there, if you know.
Yeah, does anybody know about a race for big tires this weekend at BMP?
I think they got in on that. this weekend. We're not going to be able to make it.
Yeah,
but,
no. I'll be at Cecil County running
Yeah.
460.
I don't know if that's Brad's only race or what, but that's that crew,
Yeah,
the 5-inch crew.
yeah,
So worst case with these other events coming up, all those guys would surely come, which
Yeah.
would be which
Yeah.
would be good and make for a good show because everybody's
sure.
fairly close in performance.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. We just need some more big tire racing, man. Some good big tire racing, not some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we can dovetail the pedal fest and all that kind of stuff. For you nitrous guys out there that don't seem to, it's easier for guys to say, "Oh man, you burned your shit out."
Yeah,
I'm gonna say that, in my opinion, if you're out there stamping out ants, you have, I don't know, it's probably a 60% chance that you're gonna lift or pinch something.
yeah,
And even if you get out, let's say you lose that one. If guys don't go and check their stuff afterwards, the next time you go to the track and burn it up, you're going to think it's that race
right.
and that
Setting,
air or
air,
that
all
sail,
that. Yeah, yeah.
whatever it is.
Right,
and
right.
it's not. It's the run before that
Yeah,
that you've pinched it or you've lifted one. It doesn't necessarily show on the spark plugs. You have to really compromise the ring seal for you to see oil on there. If you've done that, then you're on your way out. Now, I've ran mine like that because if I'm going to the final,
yeah. You rather say
and I got a little oil on there, well, I know how to fix mine. So I'm going to run it. And if I white smoke it, I just white smoke it.
Yeah.
But to go back into what we talked about last, look, I got my whole. I found some more carnage.
Before you talk about that, you see what Dion said?
Oh yeah. Well, I appreciate it, Dion. That's why we keep it clean, just in case a car show breaks out or whatever. We try to keep our ass clean to try to make some of these flyers look pretty.
Yeah.
But we can start off with the beginning of death. Let me see if I can find one in here. I got a little oil in here. Let's see. I got some. I thought I had a 7. Oh, that's a 706 piston over there. This is the beginnings of what you guys would see if you were to take your stuff apart all the time. And I alluded to this last week. So here's a regular top ring. The first part of this is if your tune-up is bad, or not necessarily bad, if you got a hot tune-up. So most of the Pro Nitrous guys or whatever the hell, when they say they got to re-ring the engines in 10 runs, 12 runs, 15 runs, it's not because it's about to necessarily blow up, but you're losing power because the rings lose tension. So you've got what's called free gap on the rings on a brand new set. So if you look at the distance here, that free gap closes up as the ring gets hot and it starts to wear out. So you can, that's synonymous with, let's say, a worn out set of front springs on a car. Mm-hmm. Then the car's going to sag because you've lost the tension.
Sure.
So what ends up happening here is as you run it, and like the gang of shit I got on in the Camaro, it's only going to take so much heat. Now, these are M2 rings here. They're really expensive. They're, I think, $49 a piece. Most guys don't run this. But if you've got something that you've really got stacked up, pounds per hour wise, this is probably what you need. Is because it's not tool steel. It's a tool steel. It's a different alloy that will hold up to the heat. So, this thing new, I don't know if I can, let me go back in here. This thing new, and I should have brought a new one. The free gap is like this. So when you push it into the cylinder and it compresses, of course, you've got more tension. And the more tension you got, the less power you're blowing into the pan, and you're actually making power because you're keeping the compression in the chamber above the piston.
Okay.
And so that's the debate about leaking an engine. If you leak an engine and you put your ear on the three things that can be leaking in a cylinder, which is the crankcase, and you'll hear it come out of where your vacuum pump is. An intake valve, you hear it out of the carburetor, or exhaust valve, you hear it out the exhaust.
Okay.
That's what you got there. So this right here on this particular piston, now this is a piston I went through a bunch of, this is back in maybe, and there's a video out here about it. Back in 2000, I don't know, 15. This was still when I was running 2000, no, it was probably 2008. That's how old these pistons are. But this is back when I was running quarter mile, and John Mazzarana got me to, come on, Hayes, just go ahead and, just go ahead. Okay.
Sure.
I run, I wouldn't tear it up running 8th mile. If you can, I don't know, I tried to show this before. I don't know if you can really see this black in here. You can see where this piston is lifted. Let's see. I don't know if I can, oh, there's the intake pocket. So if you look right there, so you can see where it's just a little bit of black. That's like maybe 0.004 of an inch. That's enough to drop your leak numbers from 20% to 38, 40%. If you decide to go and run, and plugs will fine.
Sure.
It still is going to run fine. I've used this before. I've had a situation where I couldn't get pistons. I'll put this back in there. But if I've got it apart, I've got pistons. Yeah, I'm changing it out.
Yeah.
Just because I've got them. There's no use me putting this one in. It's already compromised. I use this as a spare.
Sure.
This is the beginning of death. If you keep running it.
Yeah.
Quarter mile, of course, is much harder than 8th mile. You go from that to, and this is the other thing that I will put out here, that this one has been, and that one was caused by an overfuel condition. So basically that happened. It wouldn't be that bad in the 8th, but I had a bad nitrosolenoid.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize it until, I just kept changing them out. And I changed everything. I changed the tune-up. I changed the jetting in that cylinder.
And those are the worst.
Didn't make it, and it was that whole side, because on a Fulton's systems, manifolds, you have a Viper, which has solenoids front and back. You have a Fogger, which is solenoids left and right. And then you have two systems that have two trash cans on them. Or mine has a trash can and a high flow bottom exit that controls all 8. So if the left side or the right side starts to screw up, it's got to be the Fogger, because that's controlling one side or the other. It can't be the Viper because it's controlling front and back.
Sure.
I see it on video from down track, and I know I can watch them. This is what I do. I know a lot of people watch a video just to sit there and have the jerk session. Oh man, look at my shit flame up. But I'm watching it, and it takes off on the Viper, and then the second one comes on right behind it, and the driver's side starts to blow black. The other two systems come on. It tries to clean itself up, but you can see it as it goes by the camera that side is still blowing black, and then it's death at the other end.
Yeah,
which is something more like no, it wasn't that. There's probably more like that one, but that's the old 706. I'll show you that in a second. Sent stuff out. It compromised the exhaust valve, all that kind of stuff. Turns out, once I figured that out, tested, I had a bad coil, put all new solenoids, because I wasn't just going to change the coil.
Sure.
I said, the hell with that.
It's there's a all in there.
Never had a problem again.
Wow.
And I have,
so
I don't even know. You've seen anybody's been in my garage. I've got a whole tray of these
you have a
that are lifted 4,000s, 5,000s. Enough that you can run them, but enough that the leak numbers are trash. And for me, that I'm not going to run it like that.
So it's emergency situation
right.
only. That's why you won't part with them.
But right. I can still put this back in the engine if I had to. If we got the situation where I tore one up, I'm putting this back in.
Sure.
So all that to say that they've came out with these, which are anodized This is another customer of mine's. Pistons. They're anodized. Same type of deal. The whole thing. And the thought process is, well, you won't tear the piston up, right? Because it's anodized. It's a harder.
So sorry.
It's a harder surface, and I guess you back this up. Hold on.
Sorry, guys. We're just refreshing.
Thank you. It's anodized, so it's hard.
Yeah.
It's harder than this. Same. Not
So
same engine,
anodizing
but
is proven to be.
it hasn't proven
better.
to be
Yeah.
shit because it's
You said
expensive.
shit.
And if you were to talk to Gene or
That's what I'm
somebody,
wondering.
they would say
Yeah.
it's a gimmick because
I know when it came out, it was like the shit.
it's the shit. Well, the thought process makes sense. Oh, you
Okay.
won't burn the piston up.
Yeah.
You've just extended the wick. Is all you've done.
Okay.
Because a
Okay.
bad tune-up or something mechanical that's gone wrong,
Yeah.
it's still gonna burn up.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's gonna start eating into the head if you're
Sure.
detonating. It's
Yeah.
gonna take a while to get this. Now this one has been lifted. If you look real close at this one, it's been lifted at 12 o'clock where it had detonated a little bit. You can see the silver
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
I can put a ring in there if somebody wants to really look at that. But
Yeah, you can see it.
I mean, it's again. I could run this again. It's a
Yeah.
couple thousands lifted. But if I've got it apart and you got a spare, okay, this is now a spare.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's that. This is the beginning of really the end. Now this is something that probably didn't. I don't think this actually tore up a sleeve, but it pinched, and so what ends up happening is, as you can see, the rings are still in it because I couldn't get them back out. Once you pinch the rings,
Yeah.
now they can't move as the piston's going
They're
up
loaded
and
in
down.
there.
And
Yeah.
so you lose ring seal. Then oil jumps up in the cylinder. What's that called? It's detonation. And you know, a detonation, oil doesn't burn. It gets to detonating, beats the piston to death. This one was caught. I probably lifted earlier on this, but as you can see, it's scuffed up like a champ.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna guess that this wasn't. Because it's not that bad in the pocket. But this wasn't bad enough to have to put a sleeve in. I had honed this and fixed that now.
Sure.
Something like this. Now this is back in my older days, and as you can see, this is an older design piston. This is a 706. Hold on just a second.
Important stuff here.
Yeah, we got to get
Thank you, sir.
red cup. Thank you. Back in the day, pistons were designed as flat tops. It's a 706. It's a 4600 out of my 706.
What's the pocket a window time like year wise? That this was relevant. Like that's what everyone did. Like what year?
This is 2000 to 2003.
Okay, so 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably won't see any nitrous engines nowadays with a flat top in it.
Sure.
They figured out to increase the quench area, you drop the piston down in the hole, and
Pop top.
you
Right.
put a mini dome on it
Okay.
to keep the compression up, but you've got more area in there to dump nitrous in there. But this is called catastrophic failure.
Yeah.
that was a death blow. That's
That's like a desk piece. to
I
put
call
your pens in.
the t-shirts that if y'all see me in Fulton t-shirts, a lot of the older ones.
Yeah.
These are what I used to call. I used to tell Gene, give me one of those $1,500 t-shirts because it was $1,500 to get this repaired. So that's a piston, rod, as you can see in there. You got slag on the rod, pin is shot to pieces.
Yeah.
Buttons, can't get that shit out.
Yeah. It's
So,
all together forever.
By the time you, but of course back then the pistons were a lot cheaper. That piston was $100.
Oh,
Pistons
wow.
now were $230.
Yeah.
So
Big difference. But so is 2 decades.
Yeah, well there's that too.
Yeah.
And technology. That's running with a
Technology,
70L2.
Cost, everything.
You didn't have all the shit that you got nowadays that everybody's. Man, if everybody had to go back to running 70L2s, man, you'd have carnage and a bunch of slow MFs out there all over the place.
Yeah.
That you didn't have computer controlled stuff. You had chips.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got that. Get a sleeve put in there, get it rehoned, and put it all back together, and that's what you got there.
For sure.
Here's one of I think this is out of a 434 I had. Some more death and destruction. There is a method to the madness, contrary to what some people might think. And of course, you can see it's always in the intake pocket is where the death starts. This is a fuel issue, and then it rolls around to to where it detonates, pinches it up, and burns it up. But there's a method to the madness and how much nitrous you can run in these engines, and the variable. Like I always say that all 630. I use 632 as an example because most people have access to that kind of regular 4600, 4500 crank. Boom. They're not all built the same.
Okay.
So you can have a 632 that can take 3,200 pounds per hour, and you can have 632 that can't take but 2,100 pounds per hour.
Sure.
Depending on camshafts and stuff like that, and it's bullshit in, bullshit out. If you pump it up in there, you got to be able to get it out. And if you can't get it out, it's either not going to run, or it's going to kill
or
itself.
Something. Yep.
So I've dealt with or advised some guys on, hey, the first thing I'll ask you if you want to stack it up, hey man, what kind of camshaft you got in there?
Yeah.
Oh, why does that make a difference? It's a nitrous camshaft one now.
Yeah, it's huge.
No,
Huge in the car world. I guess in the motorcycle deal, I'm not going to say it's not huge for mythology and combo, but I don't want to say constantly, but often put in a spot. Can you help me out? Well, it's not a magic wand. Everything is combination. So, where's your static timing? Where's this? What size jet? There's just man. There's a big old notion to make it go, man.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just the engine. You got to have the rest of the combination.
Yeah,
right? I don't know.
Yeah, gearing, rear gear, and cars wise,
all that.
Yeah,
all that. So you can take, let's say, I don't know, on a big tire combination. That's easier to. Well, I should didn't make a difference. Small tire, big tire. You've got a 632, the 36, and a 30 in it. Well, okay, well, you can run that in some engines. Let's say they're all, to make everything equal, they're all Big Chief engines.
Sure.
Some might take that at 16 degrees of total timing and be fine. Some might not. It might be 14 or 13. But the other variables in there is the load on the engine. If you've got the wrong converter in there, the wrong gearing, you got more load on the engine, it develops more heat, and you're wondering why you're tearing shit up.
That's why it's, in my opinion, so much harder to even think of tuning the car as opposed to a motorcycle.
Yeah, it's a lot of variables.
There's a lot of variables.
The clutch cars, of course.
Yeah.
I got to play my DJ horn. You didn't have to worry about that because you didn't have to worry about the load on the engine.
Sure.
The
You
load
dictated that, right?
The load is the counterweight and base that you put in the clutch.
That's what I mean. You can dictate it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's always freeloading. So you go out there and put too much in and it chokes the motor out. You take a half turn base out of it and take that out of there and you're good to go. You're off to the races.
Is that where we're doing the state or nationals?
That's what you have going on in
for those that don't know, I'm just the guy that, hey man, we need to pull that trans. You need to
right.
Hey,
get your.
That's what I do. I'm not the decision maker by any stretch of imagination when it comes to the car.
Yeah. So So with the way technology is now, will I go out on a limb and say that the automatics are? It pains me to say that they're fast. Yeah, they're
once you have the combination,
you've got to get there. Well, you still got to do the work.
Sure.
You still got to do the work, and that's why you have to spend the money to get a bolt together converter and call the man at $500 a stator to you're moving 200 here and you're moving 300 there, and you're trying to go back this way, and you need it at the start line and not the finish line, and but it's still a bunch of work. It's just a bunch of goddamn hot ass fluid
I know.
if you're at the track, or
Yeah.
just fluid in general if you're at home.
Yeah.
To try to get that right, to get that load right, and once you
Money.
get that right, then all of a sudden your tune-up changes.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a tune-up that's hot and looks a little nasty.
Yeah.
You get the load off the engine, the engine can freewheel and accelerate hard early.
Yeah.
All of a sudden the tune-up looks clean.
Sure.
You know, so but anyway, that's that. I don't guess we really need to go in there. I think we went into 7 P's.
Yeah.
Prior proper preparation, like preparation H, preparation. Piss poor performance, and all of this. Hopefully, if you guys, it only takes your time is your time, as opposed to had to pull an engine out, send it to the engine guy.
Yeah.
To check these things. Same thing with valve lash.
For me, everything, to me personally, whether it be car, bikes, or whatever, test. If you're gonna fuck up in testing. Go home, check it out after you've done testing. That's key. I've always been a huge fan of it, and I think you are as well. Given how many times I know we've tested. So.
Yeah, and we really haven't tested as much as I'd like to test.
Sure.
But stuff like that, you have to know. I mean, you can't. Oh well, I'll test against somebody. Well, if anybody that's worked that I've worked with, or worked on your stuff, or given you advice, hey man, I know Jason Gray's the easiest one because he's the latest one. Is he's in the spotlight now.
Yeah.
If I'm testing, I'm trying shit.
Sure, why not? That's the whole point.
And because I'm trying to go fast. If I'm racing somebody, I'm not trying shit.
You go.
I'm trying to win.
Yeah, you go.
So the premise that man, well you're testing anyway. So why don't you go down next to somebody? I'm not a loser. So I'm not going out there to try something, knock the tires off. You take the W, and then you're rah with pom-poms, saying that you beat me like you beating me legit, and I'm testing.
Yeah.
Are you going to go out and say that, hey man, well he said he was testing, he decided to race me 500, and somebody's going to have some integrity enough to, or not make a big deal about it? Fuck no.
Not in this case.
Not the way the book is now. Somebody's got to go live and said they gave me the beans.
Yeah.
So no. Well, and which is why I would ultimately rather just go to a test session to test, because then I don't got to deal with that. It's usually one lane. You can't even run side by side.
Let me total sidebar with that. Do we have a locked race for that Outer Banks race? I forget. Do we have a lock going with anyone? There's been murmur.
I don't know. We'll see as time gets closer.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if any such individuals that are considering that and watching this, by all means, call in, post. Let's talk about it, man.
Yeah,
I love hype.
Well, the thing is, less capping, more racing.
More racing.
So I mean, I'm all down.
Crystal clear saying where we're going.
We're trying to race the car on that, and
yeah,
some of the guys that are from that area.
Well, even let's put it this way, and I don't want to speak for Mark, but even August 3rd, if they don't put together a big tire race, if there's somebody who wants to get a grudge race on, the money's right, then that's a possibility. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
I don't speak for him. It's
and I'm going to the track is a possibility. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So just kind of throwing that out there. If anybody wants to get anybody on here and wants to talk about anything.
Yep. Hey, JP Miller, that is exactly true. I mean, that's the only way to really, and for me, and I've had guys, and they know who they are. If I say it, they're going to know who I'm talking about. Let's say, I don't like the way Hayes talks to people. If you've worked with me, I'm a workaholic when it comes to race cars, and this is where I get the, oh man, well, you don't talk to nobody when you're at the track. I'm totally 100% serious. This right here,
yes.
Hold on, and I'm gonna have one.
I'll be honest. While he takes a sip, I can't even snap him out. It's like he's a fucking mummy. I try to dick with him and joke with him, and I'm like, dude, you can't get him. You can't get him.
When it's time to work, it's time to work. And if you're paying me, and even me, I'm paying myself because I've got to spend the money to go test the car.
Yep.
If we're there at, let's say we're at MIR and the test session's 10 to 5. 10 to 5 is 7 hours. I'm trying to make at least 6 runs. I'm trying to get back up there every hour.
Every hour, yeah.
And
the money's
that
worth.
takes hustling.
Absolutely.
By the time you get back, cool everything down, pull plugs out. If you got a car, you got to check valve lash, which is why I don't really run this 5.3 that I have.
Because there's so much more.
Yeah,
to
it's
do.
a lot more in between round maintenance.
Sure.
For races like this. But if you've got to do that kind of stuff, you do all that, then cool the car down, gas it up, do all that, put a tune-up in it, figure out what you're going to do, put the front end back on. That's at least 40 minutes.
Yeah.
You should be able to do that. We can sit here and do this shit. Yeah, man. So what you doing this weekend? You know what the girls doing? You know, I don't got time for that shit. So my saying is, if you catch you talking to somebody bullshitting around, and you've heard this one, hey man, you got his number? Huh? What do you mean? You got his number? Yeah, well, I got his number. Well, call him tonight. Right now, we're working.
He really has been that big a dick and said that.
I mean, I don't see it as being a dick because, hey, man, you can get his number and chat it up, cat, later. We're working right now. You know that's why you're laughing, because you done heard me say it.
I know.
Everybody that I've worked with has heard me say that shit. If we're at track working, I don't have, I'm hustling around trying to do whatever, especially if I've got a suspension issue or something like that. I got to snatch tires off and move forks around and or remove the shock settings. Man, look, I know when you, especially now, because now you in the hot box. You got to get in there and burn up.
That's the worst.
Well, you don't want to be in there, burn up, and you have, when we first brought the car out, what was it? It was nothing but frustration. You get in there, hot as fuck, get out. Damn, and I didn't get nothing off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just looking at it. Man, that ass looks good. I can't have none.
I know. Did you see what Mike Keeler said?
Man, look, Mike, shut up.
What? I'm just saying, Mike Keeler, you got to put that up there.
Man, look, I put it.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike. Look, Mike Keeler, the hell with you. Yeah, Mike, I'll give Mike his props, but I still don't like him. That joker told me years ago that, well, he's the one, just so everybody knows, he's the one that got the automatic in that car.
In your car?
Yeah. I wasn't going to do it.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
I wasn't going to do it. So for everybody that sees that, hey, TT, what's happening? Everybody sees that automatic in there, that's Mike Keeler. That's Mellow Yellow. That's his fault.
Okay, yeah.
He's the one that said, "Man, if you bring it up here, because he's got his own chassis shop and all that." I'm not gonna promote you, but so much, Mike, because I know you don't want all that damn work. Because you work hard enough now. You're getting old like me. You're getting stiff. But took it up there, and because I've run under the radar and got it all fixed. He got me some headers built, engine plates, all that kind of shit, and there you go. And I got an automatic and. I still would like to put the Ram in there just to try to prove to, of all people, Mike, that clutch is just as fast as that automatic. I think mile per hour wise, it's quicker. It's faster, not quicker. It's faster.
Right, I know what you're saying.
I think the automatic will out 60 foot more consistently than a clutch. I don't think I could get a clutch to run that quick to the 60 consistently.
Okay.
Without chattering.
Sure.
So the power management is a little different.
It's definitely way more fun to drive a clutch.
Absolutely. You got shit to do.
Yeah, personally. I love it.
But and I keep saying this, I just haven't had time to do it. I need to just buy a Mac laptop so that I can show the in-car of you with the automatic, me with the clutch, so you can see
the difference.
The difference. Same car. I think the engine's different because I think I had the 855 in mine. GoPro. Yeah. But the mechanics are still what they are. To do a burnout, I've got a heel toe to keep the engine running and all that kind of stuff, and you kind of don't have to do that.
Well, see, that would be a learning curve for me. That you don't have to do that with a blower car, meaning carbureted and all that.
Right,
heel toe. That would be a learning curve for me. But other than that, man, I love no auto shift the shit yourself, clutch.
Yeah,
let's drive.
I will say that would make would differentiate the men from the boys, the drivers from the steering wheel holders.
Sure. Is
to put a shift light back in it, which car still has shift light in it. I just unplugged it.
Yeah.
Put a shift light back in it, and you guys hit the shifts.
Drive it.
It's not like you have to do a whole lot, but you've got in most you've only got 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the 1-2 in an automatic is 1.8 seconds out.
Yeah.
1.9, depending on how slow your shit is. 1.4. You know, with a stick, you're 0.9, 1 second.
Yeah.
You know, so you dump the clutch and pop it.
Yeah.
It's almost immediate.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a bit different. And if you miss it, Mike's still
what's he saying? 1 out of 10. No.
1 out of 10 going down the track is what he's saying.
Oh,
you jackass! I know what you're saying. Hey, look here, Mike. You've been in my house. I didn't win all them damn trophies. 1 out of 10. Bama, get out of here. I'm not hearing that.
He said Bama.
Bama of the week.
Bama of the week. What if we started that? We had a Bama of the week.
Yeah. Bama
no
of the week.
Offense, Mike. That's just an idea.
Yeah.
This week's Bama of the week. We should start that.
That's
like
Huggy
that.
Lowdown from radio talk show.
I love Bama of the week, man.
That's
but awesome.
So you know, I could probably, if I could, I'd have to. I don't know. I don't even know how I would. I'd probably have to take some screenshots to actually go into that part of tech and race pack runs and stuff like that, because
for grass.
I could show you the clutch stuff just because nobody probably would even know what the hell they're looking at. But you know, most people are going to know, if they've got a race pack, are going to look at a race pack run and with an automatic. You know, if it's my stuff, I ain't trying to show you when I shut my shit off.
Right.
Because then you're going to know either how fast or slow I am, seeing as all y'all say I'm slow. TT, you think I'm slow.
TT, when we meeting up, man? I know you're on air. When we meeting up.
TT, you got all your stuff back together.
And when I say meeting up, it's not you coming hanging out with us.
You can still come hang out with us.
I just mean
I will say this, just for the folks out there, because I know TT's always on here. I'm glad that you do come on here and support TT, but you know I got to ride your ass. Look here, man. If you keep coming by my damn pit, eyeballing my shit, just come on and bring me a check. Put a down payment on it and buy it. It's clean. Everybody sees it's clean. It ain't got a whole lot of runs on it. It ain't beat up. It's all high dollar shit. Yeah. Come on, get it. You can't beat it. So come on, get it. You can buy a rolling, just so you can have something pretty. Or you can buy well, I don't know if I want to sell my old 738. My old girl's been good to me.
Yeah, that's one of them.
I'll get you another engine. Yeah. Or you can put your engine in it. You gotta, all your stuff will fit in there. I don't have any 484 headers for you, but all your stuff will fit in there.
He ain't saying nothing. Call in, T. Come on, TT.
Yeah, look, Mike Hill. But yeah, Mike, we did. I mean, it's unfortunate that
yeah, we got away from that work right away. Yeah, we come out with the clutch and my root splitting pro mod. We got away from that work real quick. It was fun to drive, but I'm like,
for me, I'm not scared of the work because I've only had to
help.
For you,
in my case,
yes, and for most people,
right.
And for the guys out there that think they're just going to jump in the clutch car and drive it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've seen guys that have only driven automatics and get in a clutch car and can't even do a burnout.
Right.
It's not easy to do. I just had to learn how to do it because back when I started racing, all they had was power glides, and power glides the last 2 runs and blow up.
Right.
You know, so everybody that was fast had clutches back.
Yeah.
You know, as time went on, sure enough, with the Brunos and Linko drives and you know, the 400s came out and they got the gear sets right for those.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of options now.
Yeah.
You know, and surely, like in the Chevy 2, yeah, I mean, you can just change gear sets, and I mean, they're expensive. Sure. That's the thing. They're, $15,000 for a damn transmission. God damn.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna
the brokest guy at the racetrack has some money, or he might not have any because
I've been claiming broke my entire life.
Everyone's broke on different levels. I think we all general consensus.
Man, I'm on the low tier of broke. How about that? Broke ass. Look, I just had to buy a set of goddamn lifters. Look, here you go. While we're at it, while we're showing it,
they're definitely not cheap.
While we're showing it,
I think I spent $3,000 for Jessels way back, like 15.
Mr. Keeler just hooked me up. Same old dude. Keeler Motorsports to the front. Let me show these jokers so y'all can see. Mike, I never showed you these. This is why I wanted it. Let me see which one is. This is the one. Take a look. Take a look at this trash. Hayes got some trash, but this is why I'm a firm believer of karma and everything happens for a reason.
Sure.
I hate that saying.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Right.
So the fact that
for a reason, right?
The fact that we got the water issue with the engine,
yeah,
which I'm still trying to figure
waiting to figure out. Yeah.
The jury hasn't returned with a verdict. But the fact that I pulled it apart, found all this water, and a lot of water in there, and I was just too gung ho to try to get the car to run. The fact that you couldn't make it more than 3 feet with it running. Yeah. And I had synthetic oil in it, that it didn't hurt anything.
Yeah.
It didn't burn up any bearings. Didn't tear up any rings. The cylinders were rusted up from the water. And you can see, I should have took a picture of the head. I could show you all that. The heads and the valves look like water injection for anybody that's ran water injection. It's a different coloration on the valves and heads, but
okay.
This is, as I took it apart, because I had to strip the whole thing down. If you guys can, let me get right up here so you can look at this and see that?
All the movement.
See that shit? That shit is getting ready to be catastrophic failure for Hayes. That wheel isn't supposed to do that. Now, I don't know if you can hear this. This is the other one. Can you hear that?
Nah, now you're rubbing on the styrofoam. It sounds like you're dry humping it. So
easy with that shit. This is it beginning to go. If you can, let me see. You can see this one just a little bit, but the roller bearings in here, are starting to go. So that's another technique for you Bamas out there is when you take your lifters out, when you service your stuff in the winter, if you do, just take them like this and roll them with your finger. They should roll smooth. You guys can't hear this, but you can hear it.
Yeah, you can hear the notch. Yep. Yeah, you can hear it.
Shot. Right. But I will say, let me go ahead and pat myself on the back on this one. These joints are from 2003. They're the same Gesso lifters when I bought this engine new from Gene in 2003. I know a lot of folks out there, a lot of my friends that got shit would be like, God damn, man, you cheap bastard. Hey, I check them out every time I would service the engine. They were always in good shape. And I put them back in there. I'm not buying parts just to be buying them.
Right.
So the difference between
as long as you know what you're looking at.
When you learn how to do this stuff, to freshen your own engine, if you take it to Gene, you take it to, I don't know who else is around here, Billy Albert or Rear Morrison or Pat Musey or whoever.
Sonny,
usually what they're going to do,
you're
going to be Nesbitt, whoever, $8,000, something like that. But when they change, freshen your engine up, they're changing out everything, whether they got to or not, because their name's on it. So they're not gonna. They don't want to come back.
Right.
So for me to change out rods, I'm changing out rods. If I do rods, I'm going to do rings. I do pins every other freshen up, which Gene's going to do pins every freshen up. Bearings, I don't do bearings. Well, I do bearings when rod changes happen. I don't do it for ring, putting the rings in it. But if you take it somewhere else, to a reputable, quote unquote, engine builder, you're going to get that. You're going to get new valves, rings. You're going to get all that. That's what your $7,000 or $8,000 is per cost.
That shit adds up quick.
Yeah. As opposed to me doing, and again, this is all time. Something as simple as adjusting your valves. Here we go with some other carnage here. You can adjust your valves, and this is the result of a engine chiller. This incident here, but. You see, I got a mushroomed valve tip there. Push-rod tip. If you adjust your valves and you've got one that adjusts more than 3 thousandths out, 4 thousandths out, pull the rocker off.
Yeah.
They sent me back to tell you. If you got one that's
sent me back.
if you got one that's
from the Carnage,
right, the Carnage doctor. I had 20, almost 25 years of tearing shit up. This is how you get around not having catastrophic failure. You go through your weekly valve adjustment. You know the smaller engines need it. You know you don't have to do it between rounds. You can do it every week. You know when you get back home, whatever.
When Michael Harris's comment comes on yours, you should share that.
Okay, when it comes up. Yeah. But yeah, if you see 4,000s, just pull the rocker off. It'll take you a minute. You've already got the thing on the base circle of the cam. It's already loose. Knock the rocker off. Take a look at it. Pull the push rod out. Take a look at it. If it started to mushroom, and you'll know because it should be round. If it's not round and it mushroom, of course, like the mushroom,
sure,
like your dighead. It's going to compromise itself. So you need to change the push rod out. Take a look at the cup. If the cup is starting to look silver, you've got to change your adjuster too, because all the heat treat is out of the adjuster. The adjuster's getting ready to take shit too. So you put a brand new push rod in there with that adjuster that can't take that heat. You start it up cold. Fortunately, with a dry sump, you should be priming the engine up.
Yeah.
But a wet sump, you spin it over. Well, there's still no oil up there.
Okay.
You scratching around and carrying on, and next thing you know, the next pass, you burn it up. You're wondering why. More times than not, it's going to be that cylinder and that rocker gave up, and you done burned her ass down.
Yeah, I don't know. There it is.
Oh,
you can just put his comment.
Yow!
Yeah, that's a healthy one. That's why I said share that.
Good God Almighty. Well, I mean, I don't guess given the cost of
engines
parts
today,
now.
Yeah.
I mean, you figure you're probably $1,700 just in pistons.
Yeah.
If you put a set of most of your bigger or your engines that are loaded up with a bunch of nitrous, you put a set of M2 ring pack in there, Napier seconds, you're almost $800 for a ring pack.
What's a labor rate at most front running engine?
You're $110 an hour.
That's still light. I
don't know. I mean, I haven't been back in a while.
Yeah, I wonder if going rates like 150, 175. You know, if anyone can answer that, I just want.
Well, Michael Harris, what's the rate at Sonny's? I really don't know. I haven't had to. I've been fortunate enough that I haven't had to do a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. My guy, take my stuff to George Miller to the front. Jason, if you're out there watching, you know the deal. George Miller to the front.
It sounded very.
It
sounded like a DJ. You got on clips.
But he's I think he's $100 an hour, something like that.
That's cheap, and man. I'm sorry for that knowledge.
He's a small guy.
Cheap. Yeah,
he's a small guy.
Overhead small and all that, but still, man, it's that shit adds up for me. Labor rates are astronomical, and not that they're not justified. Don't take that the wrong way, but that's how quick shit adds up.
Yeah, so I mean, but you got to figure just rods and rings. You haven't put pistons in it.
Yeah,
rods and rings. You're already at. That's just 2 parts out of freshen up.
Sure.
You're already at what, $2,600?
Yeah. So that's how quick you get to 10 grand with no problem.
Yeah, I mean, you by the time you go through bearings, you're $300 for bearings, so you're at $3,000.
Yeah, it goes back to like
if you got to put 8 pistons in it.
Yeah,
that's $1,700.
Yeah.
So you're at $4,700, almost $5,000.
Yeah.
You buy a set of gaskets. Copper's gone to the moon. Yeah. So copper gaskets, I think, are $250 or something like that.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. You haven't done anything yet.
Right.
You haven't polished a crank. You haven't done any of the labor part of putting this thing together. So I mean, you're $555.
Well,
don't put a set of valve springs on it.
This is all I have to say. That free entry. That's free entry. It changes the game. No,
right.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Right. Every time you start it up, it costs you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it does. I mean, there's nothing cheap when it comes to drag racing. I mean, shit. You pulled up, and I think I'm just about ready to go to Cecil County. You look over at my $600 tire separating. I just didn't notice it, but you happen to get out and notice it. Well, that's what I'm getting done tomorrow, and this on my truck. So that's a big bummer, man. That's how quick shit changes. You know?
Yeah, it's always something.
You know what I'll do though? I'll take it out of that 10,400 I just won a couple days ago. So I can't complain. Let me go
you
right
can't.
on in that kitty.
Right, you can't.
Yeah, man. You know, it's drag racing, man. You know, you're constantly gonna take 5 steps forward and about 15 back. You know, you think you have the 7 P's done, and you think your shit's right, and then just sometimes throws a curveball. I mean, that's why doing it. I was servicing my bike. You know, even after staying up till 9 a.m. Sunday, it was a rough Sunday. But yesterday I woke up.
It was a rough Sunday by your own doing.
Yeah, no, I did. Self-inflicted.
You
Don't get
didn't
me
go
wrong.
to sleep
Yeah,
until
no.
Sunday. You're supposed to go to
Self-inflicted.
sleep on Saturday.
Absolutely. Self-inflicted. I'm not complaining. But unloaded the entire trailer, serviced everything, golf cart, the whole 9 yards, and get to the bike. And, you know, easy work as far as just what was on my maintenance plan. Checking the clutch, going all that. Thank you, Mr. Turner. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. You know, and then at that point, it's clean it up and put it back in the box, and all my sprocket bolts were loose. Found that cleaning it. All my sprocket bolts were loose.
And so to that,
yeah,
is why I keep mine clean.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that's one of the
100%.
We're both clean freaks, but
yeah,
you find stuff like that
100%
for the chassis guys. And I'm going to guess on the bikes, it's got to be the same. I don't know how often the bike chassis like crack. You find cracks.
You know, surprisingly enough, last year I had to take it to Mike Schultz for some tabs and things I wanted welded on. And you know, this bike was built to run 3s. It's a true pro mod bike. And he goes, "Hey man, I just want to let you know how to repair the frame." And I said, "Where?" And he goes, "Look," and he had to show me it was cracked. You know, and it's expected when you run 3s. Wheelie bars are the Achilles heel with these motorcycles, because 99.9% of us run aluminum wheelie bars for weight save when they should be chrome moly.
Right.
That's where the Achilles heel is, and they break there. But you know, ironically, my bike had broke the center frame, like one of the top rails. I had no idea the thing was still going, but you know, you got a bike made to run 380s and it's running 460s, so it just went no issues. So you never know, and you know, that's a big thing. Like NHRA Pro Stock and Top Fuel, if you pay attention to any of them, much like any other front running crazy fast classes, they don't powder coat their frame for that reason. Yeah, they want to be able to see it, and for me, I want to powder coat it because I'm not going to put WD-40 all over because I can't deal with surface rust. It's a cosmetic thing for me. But it does make it harder to see when you have stress cracks and things of that nature. It really does.
I know back in the day when I had chrome moly wheelie bars before I got these carbon fiber joints.
Did you always have double wheelie bars? Like my car was single.
No, I had singles.
You had a single?
I had single for weight.
Okay.
And a lot of people, that one
on the orange, like go back to what car?
Both cars.
The Cavalier had? Oh, wow, shit.
The Cavalier had both.
Yeah.
Actually, the orange car had both.
Okay.
No, wait a minute. No, the Monte Carlo had doubles. They had doubles because they were so damn long. Back then, everybody ran super long.
They thought 102 that was a
wheelie bars that were long as shit.
Okay.
The Cavalier was built with 90 something, 98. They were still long, but I didn't want the weight back there.
Yeah.
To help with the nose weight.
Sure.
I put singles on there. And I just got the car to work. And you can't run this on there.
So they said with mine. Yeah.
And
we always ran a single.
I mean, they make singles in carbon now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that mainly a funny car thing? You see a lot of singles in funny car.
Oh, well, that's it. I mean, really, it's kind of just to keep it from flipping over. Now, you can use them as a tuning device, which is what everybody does with the doubles. And if you don't have the chassis just right, you're gonna move them around. You know, I mean, if you're drifting left, then I'm gonna go ahead and take a 1/4 inch out of the drifting left, out of the right, to make it try to delay hitting that.
Drive it
right. You know, so can you use that? That you can't use in a single. Because the single's going to be centered in the car. Yeah, but I never had an issue with that.
Yeah. That goes back to the earlier conversation with Ken Kier. Super intelligent, awesome man. If you guys don't patronize them here locally, right down the road on Route 4 from my house, man, you know, him and Jay, they do a killer job, man. They really do. But Ken's he's a mad scientist, and I think he's 71, 72. Because I had to ask Jay as Jay was there working on my wheelie bars. I'm like, that man never stops.
And he built my first car.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He never stops at his age. What's up, man? Like I have got a eye contact. Ken kept working, man. Good for him at his age, man.
Right.
You know, unfortunately, chassis builders and shops like that are a dying breed. And, you know, Jay's really trying to breathe some life back into that place, and he's doing a killer job. That was total sidebar. But having said that, man, I guess the wheelie bars are, you know, preference, choice, what have you, but you just don't see too many singles on true pro mod cars.
Well, I mean, I'll say this, that even on doubles, depending on who you are and what, you know, they don't really use, most guys don't use them as, I've seen guys, especially like top sportsman guys, that don't necessarily need to hit them and lay back on them. I mean, I think as time's going on, if you look at like the Camaro or the pick, you know, I guess it's probably 60 feet out though, so it's going to be off the bars by then.
Yeah.
But really, you know, with the advent of stiffer bars, which are the carbons, you hit them, tap them, you might go from here, I don't know, maybe, how long is that? Maybe
3 feet.
5 feet?
4 feet, yeah.
At most, you got to get off them.
Yeah.
Get off of them and get the car
Let the shocks
up.
start working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, front ends, like you said with the bike, front ends up in the air.
Yeah.
The car's balanced and it's rolling on out.
Yeah.
You basically for the big tire guys, you're up on the tire. You've got the tire spun up quick.
Yeah.
Sidewall stiff. The car's raised up, front end's up, and you're
well, unless you got one of these fucking, you know, screw blowers with a lockup and you're Derek Ward and you just want to stare at the sky the entire ride. I mean, it looks like an awesome ride, but man, that's some trust. It really is. You're along for the ride, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they got them worked out. I'm just using an example just because it makes for awesome pictures. You know?
Right.
It really, really does. But, is there anything else you want to talk about, man?
No, I guess that's and if anybody's got any questions, tech questions they want to talk about,
that's what I
might be able to answer.
Tech questions, trash talk, anything, man.
Yeah, you got any TT? You got anything to say? If you're still watching, I don't know if you're watching anymore. They might have gone on to
we hear some crickets.
To a different show. I think they said somebody else was having they were going live.
Somebody else live tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
but like I said, I mean, as far as 7Ps and all that kind of stuff, guys, you know, I can't emphasize that enough to be successful in whatever operation you have, and whether it's I don't know, stock suspension cars, you know, a full on pro mod type car.
Yeah,
go over your stuff.
Yeah,
you know, you've got less stuff to go over on a stock suspension car, or an 8.8 car. I just had a customer that had got up under his, pulling and pushing on the rear, and found a Heim getting ready to go bad. You know, had a little stop. What does this mean? It means that Heim is dead.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead and replace it.
Yeah.
You know, because it keep going back and forth, much like I just showed you with the wheel there, the lifter wheel. But it's way worse with the Heim because that's controlling your whole suspension.
Absolutely.
And that ball will just keep banging out the Heim itself until it just snaps and you're done.
Yeah.
And then you're wrecked. So
you see, you might want to put Mike Johnson's post up there just for the top sportsman folks that might be attending.
Oh, where is that?
Where is that, Mike? Ernest Johnson Memorial.
Okay, well, where is it?
Well, where is it, Mike? Can you give us a little bit more detail and we'll help you share it? I don't know about any test sections, Pat. I'm in that pro test session thing on MIR's Facebook. That's really what I pay attention to when it comes to me trying to test a bike, or Mark trying to get out the car. So get the car out.
I think they've got a test session next week. Go to
Slick.
What's it called? MR.
Yeah, I thought you had to be join it. Don't you have to join it though?
MR Track Rentals or something like that, Pat. They've got a. I think it's next Monday or Tuesday.
You could call MIR and talk to Rebecca, and she'll tell you what to log on to, on Facebook, just to keep abreast and have information on
Yeah,
that.
look, and watch this, just because I know Pap. Come on, get them damn 4 bottles been in the back of my garage. They're brand new for the past 3 years. Let's see. Wait a minute. Let me think. This is 2024, so that's been 4 years. That was right after COVID. I bought them.
For him?
Yeah, them. They're brand new.
For
415.
him,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I wired and.
You talking about coming back out in their 4-year-old brand new bottle?
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
He said, "Laugh out loud for." Did you see what Gordon asked though?
What's that?
Who does good wiring in the area?
I mean, I do, but I just don't have time. I wish I did have more time. I've got one to complete wiring now. I've got another one. My old guy got to finish his stuff up and get his chassis set up. And then I think I got another one behind that. So yeah, it's. But for me, Gordon, I take them here and there. I don't do it for a living. So the guys like Competitive Wiring up in Pennsylvania, those guys, they do it for a living. So they're going to have your car back in a week,
quick
week and a half.
Yeah, but that's
because they're 8
the
or 10
price
hours
will
a day
reflect
every
that
day,
too.
and you're going to get that.
Yeah.
I'm doing it on weekends. When I don't have to take the kids for basketball or whatever, maybe a couple nights during the week. Especially in the summer, I've got more time during the week to do things.
Yeah.
So it takes me a lot longer. It's a bit cheaper, and my rate is again, those guys are $100 an hour too.
Of course. Yeah.
And you can look on my own Facebook page to see the cars I have wired up. I mean, I try to do a good job, and I do keep up with all the latest stuff that's out there. I use all Brian Black stuff from RaceWire, and that is what it is. But I think I've got some pictures of Pat's car on there. It's a '68 Camaro, clutch car too.
Oh shit!
On small tires.
I like it.
Pat, your knee hurts, man. You can't drive that thing. You ain't driven that in forever, man. Your knee's shot. You put automatic in yours too.
The shaky knee.
Yeah, water legs.
Water legs. That's fucked up. Oh, we never heard back from Michael or Mike to say where that race is. So I don't know, guys. You'll have to look up Ernest Johnson Memorial Race for 10K to win Top Sports.
Yeah, I have no idea where that is.
64
car field. I mean, shit.
That's a long day.
Is that maybe VMP?
I don't know. I really don't know. I know it's not Cecil.
VMP has a race this weekend.
Well, I mean, Cecil's having a shootout, and that's what Robbie's got us piggybacking off. But they said they do that. Pap said he's good now, just so you know. I guess his knee is good.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if let me see.
Maybe if you can pull it up before we jump off here, we might be able to spread some a little bit of knowledge on what people might want to see as far as the race goes.
Well, it says
for Top Sportsman,
July 5th, 7th, Motorsports Club night. No.
JP Miller said custom tees.
Oh, okay.
Well, there you go, guys.
Well, there you go, guys. Custom tees, Top Sportsman.
Yeah. Thank you, JP. Appreciate it, buddy. So that's Custom Tees Motorsports Park coming up this weekend, I would assume. 10K to win Top Sportsman 64 card field. So it should be a quick field. Well,
yeah, like I said, I think it's called Brad's Deal this weekend. It's called No Time Mafia.
Okay.
Big tire. I'm just looking at it now. Somebody just sent it to me.
Okay, cool.
$6,000 guaranteed at VMP. Of course, that's a badass track.
Yeah, for sure.
Rules. Of course, no time cars. 5-inch bore spaces, smaller, no billet heads.
5-inch bore space is the stip. Nothing bigger.
Yeah.
There you go, guys.
Nitrous cars. Yeah. So.
Okay.
And that's a pretty good show. I think you guys would go down there go down there to watch it. I don't know what they're running with down there.
Yeah, piggybacking after country.
Yeah, I couldn't. There's nothing on VMP's site.
They might be busy with the whole Lizzie services that happened today.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why it's a little slacking.
What's that? The 6th. The 6th is. I mean, they don't
Saturday.
have any.
Because the 4th is Thursday, so 6th is Saturday.
Test and tune and cruise in is what they have on their website.
No. Huh.
So they're going to let them guys run with the test and tune, I guess. I don't know.
I hope they, yeah. I would think if Tyler's around, they're going to do some prep for him.
Well, I know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we had a ride to ride and you weren't doing what you were doing,
yeah,
try to go down there, but unfortunately we can't make this one.
No.
So
still working things out so we can make our obligations there early August.
Until you get tired of winning, you know.
I'll never get tired of winning. I'm hoping to do it again this weekend in 2 days. So, you know, I never get tired of winning. I'm enjoying life, man. I'm just happy to be alive and able to race, man. I know that sounds cliche, but those are just facts. So maybe that's where this streak is. I'm just so chill.
Right.
You know, I really am. You know, no pressure. Whatever happens, happens. But having said that, guys, I appreciate, you know, those that did tune in tonight. Maybe next week as we get closer, we'll see if we can circle back to Mr. Brown and see if he's got any more late break-in details, because I know we were still working on some details for his race. But
yeah, we got to see what's going on with, I guess, with the big tire deal there, and you know, hopefully,
also with Larry at MIR. Maybe they'll know something.
Yeah. I mean, he said he'd let me know when, you know, I guess they come up with whatever rules. He doesn't know. Maybe they'll do an invitational thing. Maybe it'll be nice only. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I just
we'll see.
You know, it's as unfortunate as it is that it's just hard to run for you guys out there, and I'll say it because I don't give a damn. Y'all don't like me anyway.
Sure.
Sure. This motherfucker said sure to that shit. You know, it's hard for the no time world to run multiple combinations.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
How do you parody it?
You can't
parody a screw blower off like Melanie Salemi or Steve.
Well,
King.
the problem is what can you put on them to slow them down? You know, you're going to have them run across the scale.
Overdrive.
Overdrive. Somebody who's going to police the overdrive. It's bad enough just to get everybody back to the lanes in an hour. So now you've got somebody over there with one of those things,
right.
John Sears gas that checks overdrive.
Yeah.
And I mean, who's doing that? I mean, would it work? Yeah, I think that would work.
Yeah, it definitely. I'm here to tell you it'll work.
But you know,
hey, why don't you answer Pap's question before we get off here? I don't know if you can put it up for you. Answer. Put it up for you. Answer.
Okay.
Mark.
So this is one thing. I'll say this for me,
because that's a good question. Quite honestly, it really is.
I know back in the day, you know, and look, Keeler's still on here, so I use his ass as an example since he's been a smart ass about my clutch all night. He'll take his rockers off, and because the car's been sitting, he's been doing other things, getting a new shop and all that kind of stuff. For me, I don't do shit. That joker sits all winter. I don't do a damn thing, and the A55 sat for shit. At least I'm gonna guess it probably a year.
Yeah.
And you know, before I run it, now I've got a set of springs for it because you've got to keep it set. And here goes again with the maintenance thing.
Yeah.
It's a different set of springs for intake and exhaust. You can't buy 8, and the springs are like $1,200 a set, something like that. So I got $2,500 worth of springs just sitting in the trailer.
Around, yeah. Right, just
but
in case.
I just pull them. I've never had one take a crap on me on either engine. So, I mean, I do go out there and, you know, if it's been sitting for a while, and try to roll the engine over. But, I think valve spring technology has moved along too, and I wouldn't worry about that. I think that's old school from the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
I haven't seen where anything like that's been compromised. So, you know, it is what it is. There goes Chuck.
Mr.
Chuck,
Buckler,
baby.
thank you, sir. I appreciate you, man.
Chuck, baby, the paint master. Chuck.
Chuck, I don't know if you noticed. Maybe just put the winner circle back up. Sorry, with me and Jimmy.
That one? Oh.
Well, that one's cool too because he painted like everything there. But Chuck, I appreciate you, man. George was saying he was hoping you'd come down with him, but Mark's going to share this picture that. Let me think. You had 3. No, not 3. I thought you had 3 of the 4, but here you go, Chuck. You painted both these bikes in the final. The cooler, badasser paint job, if that's even a saying or word.
Badassedness.
Jimmy's badassedness. Jimmy's other bike is not being our friend, so we go back to Old Faithful, but neither here nor there. You painted both of them, so we both thank you and can't thank you enough, man. Jimmy is seriously considering selling, the Polaroid photo bike that you did for him. And with the forethought of buying a new body and having you redo this one, the black one here, to something to that effect. So
you got to put some hillbillies on there. It ain't like he can't put some hillbillies on there.
He went plain Jane with that because Chuck had just done his bracket bike that I now own, and I'm going to bring that paint job back out. But for those that don't know, Chuck's been painting my stuff since 2001. He's the reason, our shit looks sharp. And he had a sea of bikes down there. So when Derek was talking about you might come down, it's I know it was an Africa hot weekend for you to come down, but you have a sea of motorcycles out there, man. I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna, here after I get back from vacation, I'm gonna get all over this new body that I have so we can work on this new theme that I'm pretty excited about. So I appreciate you, man.
I just noticed that you had this damn orange cup here. Was it full?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's never empty. Look at it. It's the traveling orange cup, man.
I just noticed that shit. Like, yeah, that's some bullshit I would do. Like, yep, there you go. Cheers, Bamas.
Well, that's the funny thing about it. That's a pretty badass board that he has there. It's digital. So every class that comes up, believe it or not, it changes to what the class
this
is.
here?
Yeah, that's all like digital now. At least I'm pretty sure because we helped lift it and put it on the golf cart and took it and helped Jason put it away.
Oh, man.
That's what happens when you're there last.
Well, yeah. When you're the last one to leave the track, a lot of people don't see that. Yeah.
It was a great day.
I missed the days of Royce kicking me out.
Yeah, he rode by Sunday morning at 8 o'clock and we were still awake and he rolled his window down. I thought, oh, shit. And he literally goes, "Good morning, y'all." We're like, "Morning."
Hey.
Yeah, I don't think he realized we never went to bed.
No, we're not tearing anything down.
No,
we're
sir.
still drinking.
Everything was still up. We went to bed, not together, just to clarify for the viewers, and took a 3-hour nap, got up, and rolled out. It was a great weekend, man. If I never reproduce what happened there again, man, I'm a blessed man. So what's he saying?
Mm-hmm.
When I ran, I was like,
oh yeah, that's Kenny there. Which is Kenny. This is the big engines nowadays. Which is the 5.3 stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the 500 stuff you're spinning the bejesus out of. So
sure.
you're really going to go through valve springs. But
yeah,
I don't know how big the camshafts are in there, but the 5.3 stuff is inch 300. I mean, it's the valves are super long. That's why I should have brought in here
some valves.
An old intake valve can compare that to like a small block.
Okay.
Valve.
Yeah.
And that's another thing with what we were talking about with the difference between one engine to another. You've got to get all the air in there and all the nitrous and all that. So the bigger intake valve, the more power you can make. Really. Yeah. I mean, if you've got, I don't know, let's say a 632 to 2400 valve, you've got one that's 2470. The 2470, pound for pound, is going to make more power.
Okay.
If you can somehow get, your cylinder head guy can get that in there.
Right.
We've done that kind of stuff with different engines and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
I mean, it really comes down to, you've got bullshit in, bullshit out. If you just look at this difference here, and this is I don't know, I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can see that. The difference between a 4600, which would be these two guys in the diameter, I'm sure you can see the difference. That's 75.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, you
Try it
can.
this way. So we're looking the same here.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to sit those on top of each other, you would
really
surely see the difference.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I didn't bring a 5-inch piston out of the 855, but you take that and you go down to a 4-1. This is a 4-165. And then look at that little bucket. What are you gonna do with that?
See it. Yeah.
You know, so if you
What are you
think
gonna do
about
with
it,
that?
and you're talking about nitrous and how much you can put in there, this would be synonymous to like a 30-gallon bucket, and this is a 55-gallon bucket. You know, or drum, if you want to put it, or more so, this would be the 15-gallon drum, the 30-gallon drum, and that 855 900 with that 5-inch piston that's huge, looks like a helicopter piston.
Yeah.
That's your 55-gallon drum. So
You see what Mike Hare said? It looks like a saucer to a dinner plate.
yeah, there you go. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, you know, that 4600 piston will go. You can run that in a 565 is 4,500. So 572, 598, 615, 632, 706, 665. All those engines will take that 4600 bore.
Okay.
For a 484 engine, you really kind of don't want to go any more than that, because then cylinder walls get thin. You run into issues there if you're really running something hot, and you got a mess of things.
Okay.
So that's why when guys say, "Oh man, you know, I'm trying to," for me anyway, I know in the old school days, guys will say that, you know, you got to cover your engine up. Hey, dude, you can look at my engine, and if you were a Gene Fulton guy and you look at mine, you don't know if that's a 38, a 62, or an 84, or it might be 800. You don't know. You can't tell.
Wow.
You've got to have a real good eye to know
The
block
difference.
deck height,
Okay.
which is going to really be the more deciding factor. But the deck height that I have right now could be a 38 or 62. I think you can fit an 84 in there too.
Really?
So you don't know. You know, say, oh man, I see what you got. You don't know what the hell I got.
Yeah.
You can't pull the crank out of it.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I you know, all that kind of stuff, that smoke and mirrors there. Hey man, you're either gonna run me or not. Less capping.
More racing.
Less capping, more racing. You're either gonna run me or you're not. Guys that say shit like this was, and it's getting tiring, guys. Oh man, I got the fastest all steel, all glass car. Man, are you fast? Because the guys that do that and you don't run all steel, all glass class, why does it make a difference?
Right.
Is what I want to know.
I get that.
Why does it make a difference? It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
And now if you're class racing it, or you run extreme 275, whatever that, I think that's what Hatton and those guys run with the single turbo cars. And you know, Mike Hill's done a great job to try to get a little bit of parity in there so he can run some of the other power adders.
Sure.
You know, but I think a small block single turbo is to keep the super fast jokers out there. But
Sure.
the one guy, he's got a blue, I forgot his name. But I saw him down there when we went down to South Orangeburg. Fucking thing is fast.
Yeah.
You know, but so are the nitrous cars.
Right.
So and it's good parity. It's not
Yeah.
anybody bitching about the fact
Right.
that it's a TKM car. I can't. Somebody that watches that shit, you can go throw that in the comments. But
Yeah.
Vendetta, there you go. They always talking about that car, and they run the nitrous cars. But to say that you're that guy, I'm going to run in the Extreme 275 or just the 275 class that they have, that Big Jake has, or that Mike Hill has, or whatever, and then say, I got the baddest motherfucker like this. If you sit like this, but you don't race in that class, what difference does it make?
Right.
You're either going to run me or you're not.
Right. Exactly.
So
It's just like I don't know, man.
for you Bamas out there that talk shit about my Chevy 2, Super Jack's gonna give me that joker back next week, and I'm trying to figure out. I saw a post on Facebook. The guys are saying, "Why? How come nitrous guys are scared to run
Turbo car?
Pro Street? No, Pro
Oh,
Street
Pro Street.
and PDRA.
Okay.
Well, because they're slow, comparatively speaking, pound for pound. If you go back to the history of where Pro Street sits now, Mulhall was, I think, the last bastion. I think there's one or two. There's him. Forgot the other guy's name that has a real pretty blue. I think it's a Vantion Point car too, Corvette. And I think those are really the only two nitrous cars
Okay.
that could halfway compete.
Yeah.
Now, I'm surely wanting to go ahead and jump in the water because I want to go race the car. I don't want to go sit around the track and say, "Oh, but you've got this and I've got that." Now, you cap and bammers that are going to watch this and then get on the back lines and say, "Oh, man, I run them at it." But my phone never rings.
Right. Right. It's hard to say.
I mean, everybody says they're going to beat the shit out of me. They say they're going to beat the shit out of this. Look, and this ain't me standing up. Look, I'm confident. The arrogant shit that y'all talk about, hey, man, you can kiss my whole entire ass on that. It's confidence. And I've been confident in my program forever, and I've been beat.
Yeah.
I've been had my ass handed
Sure.
to me. And the picture that's on my Facebook page from a couple days ago, if you scroll down my thing, it's only two down.
Yeah.
That Fox and them beat the shit out of me with the shark.
Yeah.
But pick your ass back up. God damn, I got my ass kicked.
Figure it out. Yeah.
Let me go figure it out.
That's it. Figure
You
it
know?
out. Yeah.
Get back up. That same night, we won. Couldn't get no side action.
Yeah.
I'll say it. Blackjack's got his ass talked a bit too much shit. Called me out over the loudspeaker
winner.
at MIR.
Oh yeah.
Got the
yeah.
ass handed. Got Gap.
Yeah.
Alan cut gas
Oh,
on him at
okay,
500
you're talking
feet.
about that.
You did not. Yes, you did. It's on video.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's either that, go run Pro Street where I know I can run. They've got 6 events a year. I don't know if we go to all of them.
Sure.
Go out and try to run that and see where we stand. You know, if it
Yeah.
ends up being slow, then hey, shit, I know how to fall
Back
back.
on punt. Yeah.
Or put the radials back on it, and maybe put the 5-inch back in it, and I don't know, try to go run some 275 crap with it. I don't know. Everybody says it's slow, so I hope if I do go that route, all y'all say it's slow. We'll try to run it.
Yeah, that's it. Go
I don't
get
want to
it.
hear you got more than I got. Hey man, there ain't nothing special about that car. He's got a bunch of wagons over here, little red wagons. They rusty too. Got a bunch of trash. So anyway, all
Having
that
said that, it sounds like stay tuned because even I'm the first to hear that. So
well,
that's
I
good
always
stuff.
got a bunch of irons in the fire, and
Yeah.
you know whether it's those cars. I got some small block cars out there. There's huge small block Bama's out there that there's nothing special about them. There's it's still my engine guy, my combination, put them together. I work on them.
Yeah.
You either want to run them or you're not. There's nothing special about them. They're small block cars.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. They're not mammoth. They're inline head. No, that's a stick. Everybody, oh man, you got cannon valve head. Okay, well they're inline heads.
Jeez.
I mean, what else do we got to talk about?
Right.
We got to pump engines to get a grudge race going.
Right.
I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah. It
This
is
is
what
what
it
this
is.
is,
Why
and
not?
this is why grudge racing is dying.
It's dying.
You know,
Too much
I
talking about
hear
it and not being about it.
whoever's left on here. Let me see. We still got 30 people on here. What I'm seeing, it might be more than that.
Yeah.
One thing that I am about sick and tired of hearing is that Jason Gray has my engine in his car.
Come on, man. It's funny.
And-
That's good shit.
The thing that really doesn't make sense, and you guys that if you've been to any races, there's been at least 3 races that me and Jason's parked right next to me. So what the hell we got, an engine crane and we going back and forth between rounds with the same engine?
crane.
It's got to be quick, so it's got to be a crane. It can't just be an voice. You need something with some electric, hydraulic, something.
My tractor trailer back in the day had all that.
Yeah,
but,
well, I mean, I ain't privy to all that. I ain't got that in the house.
But I don't know that we'd be doing it. It's your turn. You
Yeah,
better hurry up.
right.
Yeah.
Oh man, you got to get up there now. Come on,
Oh,
get it over here.
shit.
It's got to be the most ridiculous crap ever. You know what it comes
Did you
down
see
to,
what Derek
folks?
just said? Derek Grant said that was Wicked Bird saying that shit.
Well, I mean, but here's the thing, guys. Who said that?
It's gonna
Oh,
come
Derek.
up. There
Okay,
you
G-Man. But here's the thing. That shit gets legs because
Right.
somebody, that jackass will say it and then keep saying it. You know
Yeah.
why he keeps saying it? Because it can't be the fact that the thing is just fast and properly tuned.
Right.
The fact that it's got flames blowing out of it. Well, I made some changes to it. I'm not gonna tell y'all the changes.
No, of course
now
not.
y'all
Why
can
would
come
you?
on this way and jump in MHR's camp, and maybe
Can't catch going. That's what the
yeah,
shirt
can't.
says.
It's right on the blue shirt.
Can't catch going.
Can't going. You know, I got the from what they say, the Jackass engine builder that you know, he ain't got a CNC machine and he ain't got a dyno. Okay, well, you don't know what I know.
Right.
Now, all the shit you see me work on, I'm going to guess probably almost every one of them that you've seen me work on has been through that shop.
Sure.
And the results speak for themselves.
Obviously.
You know, Jason doesn't have anything. You guys would be really surprised. And I actually told Jason, I said, man, you know what you need to do? You need to have a coming out party.
Say that cautiously.
Nah, hell with it. I'm saying it like I just said it. I just
That was last month, Mark.
Well, you know, we missed it. We missed it by 4 or 5 days. We're gonna have a coming out party next week.
Shit.
So that y'all can see that no, there ain't nothing special about that engine.
Right.
There ain't nothing special. You think it's Billet, Big Chief, all this, but it's not none of that. Y'all can make it out to be whatever y'all want it to be. Flames don't necessarily make you fast, but his flames do. Because he's stacked up. It's properly built. It'll take what I'm putting in it, and I got it stacked up pretty good, as y'all can see.
Yeah.
That's the only way to make it run fast, to try to run with you guys.
Sure.
But it's not anything
fast,
special.
fucking small
you know,
tire cars out there.
I seen guys go out there and he lost the trigger man. Okay. Man, that's apples and walnuts. It's not, I mean, it's two totally different things.
Forgive my ignorance because I know the name Trigger Man and obviously, but his car, chassis car, not a chassis car.
I think Trigger Man's car. I don't know, and I don't want to say.
Okay, I just wondered. I wondered
something out in left field, but I think.
Thank you
very much. I think it's a kind of a chassis car. I'm not trying to put his shit out. I don't know.
I just wondered.
All I know is it's nicer than what Jason's got.
Okay.
By far.
Yeah.
And I know that he's shown the engine on it. I mean, it's TRE. Little Mo does the engine work on it. This TRE, I don't know how big it is, but it's some bullshit in there. Fuel injection, all that. Man, we still over here in the Stone Ages with carburetors and bullshit.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Cast manifolds and cast valve covers and shit.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing special about this bullshit we doing. But the combination is right.
Absolutely.
That's what makes it different. That's why all this stuff I'm talking about here, and I'm showing him, and he's going through his stuff. Now he goes through his stuff every week.
Okay.
To make sure, because it costs money when it tears up.
Should make you one of mine.
No, yeah. I've been drinking that.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, so Southern Comfort Night, folks.
I'm
It
sorry.
ain't
Just wrapping the shirt.
maybe that's why I'm cussing so much tonight. I'm drinking this brown.
Sorry,
I ain't
man.
drinking the white,
I'll
I'm
work
drinking
that
the
out
brown.
next week. My bad.
But yeah, I mean, I'm willing to bet somebody wants to put some money on it. We can bet on. I don't know if you put enough money up. I'm sure he'll pull that Dallas Cowboys.
That cowboy tally house.
Yeah,
blanket.
The blanket
towel.
off of it.
Yeah.
And show y'all Bamas that it ain't nothing special. I had guys. Now you know, all you folks out here, if you've got a single 4 in here, a single 4 is going to look like this under a blanket, right?
Okay.
A 2.4, two carburetors just sit much wider. They're the length of the block.
You see the outline. Yeah.
Guys come by there and look. Oh yeah, man. He got 2 4s on there. Man, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
But That's got to be his engine over there. That's why he's over there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My shop's like Fulton shop, apparently. I got engines just lined up, leasing engines like Warren Johnson back in the day, just leasing engines. Come on by and I roll them on out.
Mark Titan,
yeah,
JB Titan.
There you go, and you just roll them back in, and I freshen them up.
That's it.
There you
go. Never a dull moment, y'all. I'm just looking forward to get back to racing, man. You know, can't get here quick enough.
I know everybody's talking about the August race. That's the big thing. I know.
Sure.
Probably tomorrow night, Fred will have his lock-in show, and they're trying to get it hyped up and whatever.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if they've got Big Tire, I think is that
the third?
Is that race 2 days? Does anybody know?
It says third, fourth. If you look,
I think that's a 2-day race. I don't know if they're going to run Big Tire on Saturday, and then it'll be all, radio prep on Sunday. Y'all, all you Bama's are vampires anyway. You ain't running during the day.
Yeah.
Can't come out till the sun goes down. But
yeah.
I don't know. I'd hate to have to wait that long, but if you gotta wait that long, it is what it is. I ain't in no damn rush. I got enough other work to do on the weekends. Still got to get my junk fixed and back together. Hopefully that'll be in the. Hopefully the carnage isn't too bad. I don't think. I don't think it's going to be. I think that for you guys out there, if you run engine chillers on what seems to me engine chillers on cast blocks, which is 738, must make some kind of a difference.
Okay.
And maybe that's what's happened because the temperature's cold enough that, you go from 130 degrees and you put 60-degree water in there.
Oh, wow.
Maybe that's it. The billet block of the 855 doesn't have any issue with it. It runs like I've never had any issue with it. It doesn't have issues with push rods and all that. We're going to look into oil passages and that stuff in the lifter valley, and we might open that up to give a little bit more oil up top because it gets so cold.
Yeah,
I'm not putting the radiator back in it, so I just got to figure it out. And
okay,
it's unfortunate, but
for sure.
But we'll get it. We'll get our ass figured out. Let's see what happens. So anyway, all right. Well, I don't see any other questions out here. So.
All right, guys.
We'll
call it a night.
Yeah, I guess we'll call it a night. Anybody else going once? Put it in the comments. Get to typing. Mac, your comments come up quicker than mine. Going once. I'm looking. Going twice.
G-Man said, "Can y'all please take out Rodney Majet?" That's Smoke, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, G-Man. When we go to.
I'm gonna need you to. I'm gonna need. Hold on. I'm gonna need you to ask again. After that.
Huh?
Can you please take out Smoke again?
Oh yeah.
Just put again because we've already done that.
Again.
You got to add again.
Somehow they turned that into it was us that said that it had to be off the trailer and all that. I said let's race, and I'll race whatever steps you want to race. That's the steps they said They tricked them. They put themselves in the trick bad with that off the trailer because I really didn't want to run off the trailer. But we will. If they're going to be at Outer Banks
again,
if they're going to be at Outer Banks,
just being a clown, man.
Then we can try that. I know the other cat with the black Camaro,
Squeak. Yeah, Squeak. I know we've been.
Squeak said he wanted some smoke.
Yeah.
So you might see me run through all of North Carolina. Not even getting a shootout. Yeah, I'm kicking Bama's asleep all the way around, and I'll just load their ass back up and come on back up to Maryland. I ain't even got to run the shootout. I'm gonna make it on top of the shootout.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, anything can happen in racing. I mean, I've never raced. That's their track, so they are at the total advantage. The difference between the last race was I haven't raced my car at Cecil.
I've never.
I raced it in 2017 at Yellow Bullet with the 855 in it.
Yeah, that's when you
got
last
Halsey. Time it's been up there.
Yeah, you got Halsey first round.
And it hadn't been up there since. So there was no advantage for me.
Yeah.
And I had a different combination. And there was no advantage for him. He just wanted to run.
We just went there.
But me going to Outer Banks, they got all the advantage because they race there all the time.
Absolutely, that's their track.
But damn all that. I can figure it out.
We will.
I got a day longer, and I got some goddamn common sense. I can figure it out. I'm gonna get our ass to go down the track.
That's it.
And all I'm going to say to you is hold that damn thing up and say, pull the shoes.
Yeah, that's it.
The damn shit is short.
Yeah, if you want them early shoes, let me know. I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am.
Michael Harris, I don't know why I think they say no billet heads because I think I much like if you guys old enough that are still listening, know about the old Todd Tuttle rule when Todd had run pretty much every different combination under the sun in the Southern Pro Mod deal down at Farmington, and still kicking ass, that they would just come up with rules to just try to get him out of there. Wow. I think that was kind of the Chris Rainey rule. I think Chris had an 800 all billet engine, and if it's billet, you guys got to understand, as opposed to cast, you can put the valves wherever you want to put them. So much like I said before about squeezing a bigger valve in there, you twist the valves and move the valve angles around. Or let's say you can only fit a 2,600 in there. Now you can fit a 2,640 in there, let's say, because you've moved them around, you've done whatever. So there's some trickery you can do with a billet head that you can't necessarily do with a cast head, unless you buy a cast blank, like a cast DRC head or something like that. That's a blank, and you get it done how you want to get it done, which basically is what a billet head is. It's easier with billet because you write the program from the break rather than take a casting and then write the program for the casting.
Okay.
But I'm guessing that's what it is. So they don't want that in there, and there you go.
Okay.
But it's not like you can't still have an 800.
Right. I understand what you mean. Yeah.
So we'll still have the little girl out here. This little old. Everybody said, man, that 20-year-old engine don't run well. Okay.
We just have to make sure that Jason Gray's not using it.
Right, I got to go down there. We're not going to be on the same grounds. I got to make sure he's not racing.
He's got to be okay
I
with
can
us
have the engine. I can have my engine back.
Yeah, we got to be okay with us using it.
Right.
I don't know, guys. I appreciate everybody that's been on tonight. Looking forward to getting back to racing. Get with this car. It'll be here before you know it, man. Hope everybody enjoys the 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
make it through that, and you too.
Oh, absolutely.
You'll probably be at the pool blowing down them Southern Comforts. But
I got to rest up, man. Winning's
I'm
tiring.
not even hearing
Winning's
that rest
tiring.
up shit. You don't rest up when you're at the track, man. Cut it out.
No, I don't. Winning drunks. Jimmy Shefflett, winning drunks. I put an S on my sticker. It used to be winning drunk. Now it's winning drunks. We put an S on that.
Okay, well, look, put me right in the crew. Absolutely. Because this is what it's all. This is Red Cup.
Thank you, G-Man. Good
We've
night to
done
you.
some tech talk.
Yeah.
And we're all winning.
It's Orange
drunks.
Cup, but we all are winning drunks. Guys, I appreciate all y'all.
All right, guys. You guys have a good week.
Good night. Enjoy the holiday.
I don't know if I'll be here next week. I think I might be out of town. I'm not 100% sure.
I may be as well. I don't know.
Okay, so we might not be back next week, but we will be back the following week.
Yes.
If you miss us, you know what? Like,
please
share, subscribe, all that. Go
Drag
to the YouTube
Cycling
page.
Cars. Yep.
Get to clicking. I haven't figured out. I guess I need to take the time to get me some buttons down here in the lower right corner that has the bell and the subscribe button. So
Yes.
that you guys can just
Thank you, Michael
click
Harris.
on there and support your folks here.
Please.
Anyway, you guys have a good evening.
Yep. Happy
And
4th,
we're gonna
everybody.
try to do the same thing. Happy 4th. And we'll see you next time.
Good night, y'all.
Peace.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer. What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma